So the True Profound Darkness urgent quest is out, as well as the triggers. I'm sure there's a ton of you guys farming it right now. I've got a few alliance members which already have their Klaus weapons, because you do get quite a lot of dark stones through the titles. So I think when you beat it like 1 time, 10 times, so forth and so on, you get a bunch of dark stones. So they're able to make their Klaus weapons after like 10 runs. So I'm not quite there yet. I've done 3 runs so far, so I'm still quite a ways away. But I will be making my Klaus weapon ASAP, and when I do get all the materials, I will be showing you the making of the Klaus weapon, as well as my augment process, and just show you every step of the way so that you guys can either replicate the same thing or put your own twist on it and make an even better weapon. Alright? But in today's video, we will be walking you through the True Profound Darkness, so this will be a simple guide on this urgent quest, mainly because there are a lot of one-hit KO mechanics in this urgent quest. So I'm going to be telling you what to avoid, what to hit in order to maximize your damage so that you and your party can have faster clearing speeds. But first of all, if you're new to the channel, I upload PSO2 content daily, so if you do play this game, I'd really appreciate a subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So at the very beginning, you will come into this little white room, and there's going to be a countdown, and there's going to be some dialogue with Matoi and all the waifus, right? So we're going to fast forward. All right, once the countdown is done, we get to fight the first phase of Profound Darkness. This is actually the easiest phase. All you need to do is hit the big eyeballs on his left and his right. You see this big eyeball on his right arm, or our left side? We're basically just gonna have to beat this up. Now he will summon like electric stuff and some other AoE things like that wind thing, but it doesn't do that much damage. I usually just stand at the side. So you can see over here that just then he shot like these ice particles directly in front of him. If you stand at the side like where I am, he can't actually hit you. A lot of people stand directly in front of his eyeball and you get frozen. And you get frozen for a very long time. This is actually my second attempt doing this. My first attempt, I stood right in front like a dum-dum, and I was frozen like that for like almost 30 seconds. So the only way to get out of that freeze is either wait the full duration of 30 seconds, get hit by the boss, or if one of your teammates use a star atomizer. So just don't stand in the front, alright? Just stand at the side and you'll be fine. Once my cavalry arrives, there we go. Alright, so now we broke that eyeball, we're going over to the next eyeball. Usually you want to split your team into 2, so you know, one hits the right eyeball, the other hits the left eyeball. And there we go. Alright, once you destroy both sides of the eyeball, congratulations, you beat the first part of part 1. So there are 3 parts to this boss, or 3 phases, and this is the first part completed. So now is the second part. Now he will spew toxic white goo out of his mouth. So you want to run away and hide at the side. So you can see here that we are hitting his arm so that we don't get hit by his toxic white goo. And whenever you can, you want to hit his eye over here because you deal additional damage, and it's very, very nice. So what you want to pay attention soon is he will start smashing the platforms. So what I want you to pay attention to is the mini map over here. So you can see here there are 5 platforms. So we've got the most right platform, the middle platform, most left platform. We are currently on the most left platform. And so now he's soon going to start smashing stuff, and you can see on the mini map which platforms he's deciding to smash. You can see here that he does this roar that will blind you, paralyze, blah blah blah. So you want to go over here and beat up his arm once you use a star atomizer and get out of that. But look over here. You see how this platform's shining red? This means that he is going to blow up the middle platform. So do not go to the middle platform, because if you're on that platform and it breaks, you will instantly die. Okay? So we're just beating up his hand over here. So basically all you want to do is find where his hand is and beat it up and avoid those platforms that he's going to destroy. So you can see over here, there's a big warning sign because I'm on a platform he's going to destroy. And if I look at the mini map over here, I know, oh, I should not go left because he's going to destroy the left platform and this platform. So I need to move towards the right side, okay? So I'm going to move towards the right, and yahoo! And over here, I can attack that hand right there. You can reach that, you can just hit it, and just keep DPSing while he's busy thinking about destroying those platforms with his face. He should take damage for that, dude. His face is so... that's insane. Breaking platforms with your face. It's a bit excessive, don't you think? And then now it's just rinse and repeat. We literally just keep doing this until we break his hands and we deal enough damage to go into the next phase. So just avoid the platforms he's breaking, avoid his toxic goo that he spews out of his mouth, and keep attacking his hands. And whenever he does facepalm into the wall or into the platform, hit his eye and you'll be good. So you can see here that I'm not taking much damage because of the Étoile subclass, which is a godsend, because a lot of these moves, I think if you don't have Étoile subclass, are probably one-hit KOs, but because I do have the Étoile sub, I don't take that much damage. So over here, you can see that I went to the right platform. If you are a normal person, you would take the left platform. The reason I say this is because if he decides to break this most right platform, I have nowhere to go. So I will just have to accept death. But if you went towards the left platforms, at least you have 3 platforms to play around with. So, you know, don't be a dum-dum like me. He doesn't break the platform I'm on, so I'm fine. But, you know, you probably don't want to be like me and cut off all your options. Like you can see right here, he broke this platform. So if he does decide to break this platform, I'm kind of screwed because I have nowhere to go. But you can see that there's his arm. If you're a range unit, you can hit his arm all the way up there. You can also do what I do there and high jump and hit his arm as well. But yeah, I didn't get much damage there. And boom, his eyeball's here. So we can attack his eyeball. Yeah, damage. You should be careful about that charge up. He does like this pulse attack, which does a little bit of damage. But yeah, just keep hitting his eye whenever you can because you deal so much damage. Now he's going to destroy these platforms. You can see that he is destroying both of these platforms. So I was all the way here on the most right platform. I need to quickly get to the middle platform or one of the safe platforms, alright? So we move. Remember, when you go onto these panels, you automatically have this speed boost dash thing. So you can use that to your advantage. You don't need to spam movement abilities. So this is his toxic goo. You can see that he's charged up. He's got like some dangerous looking toxic goo in his mouth that he's going to spew out. So he will always pick a side. He'll either pick the left side or pick the right side and start slowly spewing across, right? What you want to do is run in the opposite direction away from this, because if this touches you, you will die. Even with Étoile sub, you will die. So you can see here that we're moving. We get here. Run. You can see here that I'm iframed, but the moment my iframe ran out, I die. So you want to stay away from that goo. You can see there's dead people all here because that goo insta-killed everyone. Now you could katana combat and be immune to it. Counter doesn't last long enough. You still get hit by the tail end of it. So yeah, basically when that happens, you can see he was like aiming here and he just spewed across in an arc. So you need to quickly run all the way here and you will be fine, alright? And also keep in mind that if you retire from the quest, you will automatically leave the party. So you have to either use a half-scape doll to revive, or you need a party member to use a moon atomizer, okay? So here we go. Teammate revived us, so that's great. Now we're just waiting for him to... Okay, no, he's slamming platforms. So you can see over here that he's slamming 3 platforms this time. So we have to split up the party, or we all go to one side. I don't know. We all decided to go to the right side because that was the closest one for me. There's yellow over here went to the left side. And yep, now he's just going to break all the platforms. Wacha! And you can see we've got some poor souls over here. They died because they were standing on the platform. And now, oh look, his eye is here. So it's exactly the same as part 1 of phase 1. Where we can just break the eyeball and deal more damage. So we're gonna keep DPSing. You see how I got frozen there because I stood in the middle of the eyeball, silly me. We gotta revive Scotty. Okay, that's fine. Now we move across. Now do keep in mind that the revive range is very, very large in this specific urgent quest. So you can revive people on different platforms. So let's say that I'm standing on like this platform over here and I use the moon atomizer. I can revive people over here as well. All right, so the range is really, really far. So now we're just going to destroy the last eyeball over here. There we go. Part 2 of phase 1 complete. We're jumping down now. And now we fight the giant eyeball again. Oh, DPS. You can see here that I just switched to my bow because, yeah, I can use my charge up PAs, deal a couple million damage onto the eyeball. Look at that damage, 250k per hit, almost 3. And I need to replenish my my buffs. This sucks. This really sucks. This puke, you want to try to get out of it because it really does a lot of damage. But if you do get caught in it, and if you are a 12 sub, you can probably heal through it like what I did. However, in order to fully avoid that, you simply just go to the side. So his hand was on the left side. If I just went to the left side, I would have been fine. But, you know, I was too busy trying to eat my my boosts. So there. So you see his hands over here. As long as you stay on the hand side, you're fine. You see how he's puking like that? You don't want to be a dum-dum and, you know, dash in like me. You just want to keep hitting his hand when he pukes. Once he falls over, go hit his eye. And voila. So that is phase 1 complete. Alright, he's going to fall down, and we will jump down to follow him and begin phase 2. Alright, so this is the beginning of phase 2. You're going to notice that you have 3 waifus over here. You can either talk to Matoi, which is the most left, you can talk to Harriete in the middle, or you can talk to Hitsugi, which is on the most right. Depending on which waifu gets talked to the most will determine what buff you get. So if you talk to Matoi over here, you will get an HP buff, a PP buff, and a DPS increase buff. It's really, really strong. It's 30% DPS increase, plus 200 PP, and plus 200% HP, I think. It's really, really good. So I always talk to Matoi because she is my waifu and she's best girl. But if you don't like Matoi for whatever reason, sorry Anamana, Risa's not here, but you can always talk to the other girls. So if you guys decide to pick Hitsugi, what Hitsugi will do is she will summon katanas from the sky, 2 giant katanas that will pin True Profound Darkness' hands so that you can beat up his hands a lot easily. It stuns him for like, I don't know, around like 10, 15, 20 seconds-ish, somewhere around there. But that's all she does. If you talk to Harriete, Harriete will deal 8 million damage in like some big ass hit, but the problem with that is Profound Darkness has 800 million HP, so 8 million damage to 800 million HP doesn't seem to be a very good deal. So I never talk to Harriete, even though I do love Harriete to bits. So I just always talk to Matoi because I think Matoi gives the most value and helping the party. But you guys can pick whatever waifu you want. So remember, what determines which waifu is picked is based on the players. So if most of the players talk to Matoi first, then Matoi will give you all the buffs. If you talk to Hitsugi first, then Hitsugi will do her thing. If most players talk to Harriete, then Harriete will do her thing, alright? So just talk to whoever you want. In my case, I always talk to Matoi because Matoi is best waifu. You can see over here, and you know, there's no special dialogue. She just goes like, oh yeah, the battle's gonna begin, and that's really it. So you can see here that I talk to Harriete next, and I talk to Hitsugi next, but what determines is the first time that you talk. So, you know, I talked to Matoi first, so my vote went to Matoi. Then we will begin. And here we go. This is the second phase. We gotta beat this weird looking thingamajig. This fight is crazy. There's just so much stuff going around. It's just kind of crazy. But either way, so this is the first phase. He can be one of 4 elements. So this element is considered lightning. So during his lightning element, he just summons a bunch of lightning bolts. Okay, we DPS'd him into fire phase. So now he's in his fire phase. The only thing to be careful about the fire phase is when you're close to the boss, he has this ability to push you back, and you don't want to be pushed into the firewall. So you see, we're basically surrounded by a ring of fire. If you get pushed into the firewall, you take so much damage. As you can see over there, poor Striken is barbecued at the side over there because he got knocked into the wall. So you want to avoid the wall at all costs, because if you do get hit into it, you get barbecued and it sucks. So yeah, just don't get hit into it. So you can see here, I am practicing my super braver counter skills, which is failing me, but it's all good because as long as I don't get hit into the firewall, I'll be fine. You also get burned, by the way, so if you do get hit by him, you will keep burning, and it kind of sucks because you keep taking constant damage. The Striken's still over there, still getting barbecued. I don't know why I didn't res him. I'm a failure of a leader. I'm sorry, Striken. But yeah, you can see here that you're just going to keep DPSing him and avoid the firewall. It's very, very simple. Basically, every element has its own little gimmick sort of thing, or like, I guess it's like a mechanic sort of, I don't know. But either way, now he switched back to lightning. So during the lightning phase, he has this gravity ball that kind of like pulls you in. Just don't get sucked in. I don't actually know what happens if you get sucked in because I just kind of instinctively get out through Morning Mist Reaver every time. He also summons all of those lightning swords and these pools. You don't want to stand on these pools, you take DOT damage or damage over time, and it hurts a lot. And he summons all these lightning swords and these lightning bolts, and they can cause paralyze, which really suck. So just avoid all that stuff. And you can see those two big black thing ball thingamajigs. Those will explode and summon a ton of those missiles. So just avoid everything, just keep DPSing and you should be fine. Just avoid that gravity ball too. That stupid gravity suck. And we're just gonna keep DPSing. You can see that my brother is using this super ultimate laser beam thing. It looks really cool, that red beam of doom. Now he summons a fireball, and wow, we're back into the fire phase again. The fire phase, exact same thing, you know, avoid the firewall, don't get pushed into the firewall and you'll be fine. Super duper easy. Okay, we DPS'd him too hard, so it stuns him. Apparently that's a thing. If you have a lot of DPS, you can stun the boss and like skip a phase or something. Yeah, I was very confused when that happened. But either way, we are now in the ice phase. So during the ice phase, you can see that there's these ice pillars. So we need to hide behind the ice pillars during a very specific phase where he's gonna like start pushing you guys backwards right here, this phase. So you see how there's these winds pushing you backwards and there's these like black circles forming around us. During this phase, you want to hide behind this pillar because he's going to explode and deal tons of damage and probably one-shot you. So you're going to see over here that we're hiding. If you are a range class, by the way, like my brother, he can hit through this pillar. It's kind of ridiculous how they can, but apparently you can shoot through this pillar. So you can see over here that our poor friend got blasted. Scotty got blasted as well. But yeah, you need to hide behind a pillar or else you get blasted like that. And yeah, it does damage. Okay, so we DPS'd him far enough. So now he's going into part 2 of phase 2 where he is combining elements. So now he has fire and electricity. You can tell by his little wings. There's fiery stuff over here and there's electricity over here. And he's also got wind. I also see wind in the background. It might be wind and electricity. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's wind and electricity. But if it's wind, you're going to notice that there's a giant tornado behind me. And we're going to need to go into that tornado when the boss disappears. When you suddenly see the boss disappear from the map, that means that you need to go to the tornado. So he hasn't disappeared yet. You're going to see it soon when he just disappears off the map and you're just like, wait, where'd he go? That is when you need to go into a tornado ASAP. So there is also the regular black one. So you can see there's 2 tornadoes. There's a light colored one and a dark colored one. The dark colored one does a lot of damage and just like rotates around the map. You can see there's dead people all over the place. Just try to avoid that or try to iframe it. But later on, we will need to go into the light colored one, which will always be in the middle of the map. Okay? So we're DPSing. He's using a stupid gravity ball. We don't care. We DPS, DPS, DPS. Alright, the boss has disappeared. We need to go into the middle. And if you go in the middle, you get flung up like that. Because what happens is when the boss is gone, he will slam the ground and create all these spikes. But because I am an A12 sub, you can see that I took like 400 damage, while other people are dead. So yeah, A12 sub's really nice. But, you know, the mechanic is when he disappears, you need to go into the tornado. It throws you up. And that way you don't take damage from that supposedly one-hit KO. So he also has this other move where he explodes 3 times. It's like a 3 AoE pulse attack from his body. And that deals quite a bit of damage. You kind of want to avoid that as much as possible. Maybe iframe it. You see right here, boom, that 3-phase explosion. You can counter it, by the way. You can block it. But it does deal quite a bit of damage if you just sit there and take it in the face. So yeah, just be careful about that. Okay, now he is changing phase again. Alright, so now we are in the Fire and Ice, frickin' Game of Thrones, Song of Fire and Ice phase. So during this phase, it's very, very simple. It's basically, you DPS him, you stay away from the firewall. When he starts randomly pushing you back, then you need to hide behind a pillar. Because he will do AoE damage. So yeah, this part over here. You want to quickly hide behind a pillar because he's going to rain death and destruction from above. You see all these fireballs of doom? Yeah, and then he does this big fire thing that, yeah, if you don't hide behind the ice pillar, you will automatically die. So yeah, pretty simple. Okay, then we're just going to keep DPSing again until he does that move once more. You can use your complex PA or your charge up PAs, and easy peasy, bam. Okay, that is phase 2 ended. Now this is phase 3. He is now combined with the true profound darkness, and this is the last phase. So the last phase over here is literally a huge DPS check. Do not step in that white goo. You see all this white goo that he spewed on the ground? If you step on it with Étoile subclass, you take 200 damage per tick. Without Étoile sub, you take even more. So this will kill you extremely quickly, so don't stand in the white goo. What you want to do here is the white goo will slowly keep moving forward until you have nowhere to stand and you're forced to take the damage. The only way to push back the white goo is deal tons of damage. So you can see on his hand, he's got these like, you know, infinity stone things on his fingers. You need to destroy all of these golden infinity stones in order to deal additional damage, in order to push this white goo back so that you don't die. So he has these infinity stones on both hands, alright? So if you're a range class, like me with the bow, you can literally just stand here and DPS. But you'll also notice, if I turn my camera around, that his other hand is on here, so the melee class can hit this, alright? So basically, you just want to destroy all the infinity stones on both hands and just keep hitting the hand until the white goo goes away. So yeah, you see that? You see that puke? It's coming! Oh no! So you can see that now the puke has moved forward, so we have even less area to play with. The reason for that is because we didn't do enough damage, but once we do enough damage, the puke will fall back. So you can see his hand comes over here. We need to DPS his hand, break his infinity stones, and the puke will move back. So we're waiting for his other hand. This hand has the infinity stones. You can see how there's got infinity stones on like his thumb over there. So we broke those, and look, the puke has moved back. So now we are safe. We've got more room to play with. If you don't break all the infinity stones, well, then the puke will just keep moving forward until you're screwed. So now we got to break the last part of the infinity stones over here. We got to avoid the puke over there. Luckily, I was standing far enough on the side, so no big deal. But you can see all these poor souls over here. They got puked on, and that's why they're dead. And you see, boom, my moon atomizer healed everyone. And here we are, we're just going to DPS the hand because we broke all of his infinity stones, so we're fine. Alright, so we're just going to DPS his hands until he summons more infinity stones. And you can see that we're dealing so much damage that the puke is slowly moving backwards. Look, the puke moved further, and now we can move forward. And you want to keep doing this until you can hit his eye, because, you know, once the puke moves far enough, then you can hit his eye. So you can see over here that Matoi's wish has activated because we all voted Matoi as #1 waifu. So you can see that my HP now is 4,116 and my PP is 416. And my attack also is increased by 30%. So I love Matoi because this buff is just too good. Like, how else are you going to have this much HP and this much PP? Like, I have the biggest PP right now. But yeah, so you can see over there that there's this like road of white goo. This means that he's gonna blast the middle, so just avoid the white goo, don't get blasted, okay? And see right here, we're just gonna destroy his infinity stones. His infinity stones are back, so we need to break all of them because we don't want him to Thanos snap us away. And boom, yay, more infinity stones. So you guys can see very clearly now, these golden blobs on his hand are the so-called infinity stones. So you just want to keep breaking them. You want to break all of these infinity stones. And now we want to move on to his other hand when he slams that down. Remember, this is a triple slam. And here comes a third slam. Counter! Oh yeah, look at that. I'm such a good braver. Okay, now we got to break all his infinity stones. Yo, come down. Let me hit them. So you can see on this hand, we destroyed all the infinity stones. So there's nothing really to hit. It's just deal damage to the hand. And boom, you can see that he is now down. So once he is down, you want to hit the eye because there's no more white goo. And if you are a braver, use your Z view or your first person view in order to not auto lock onto his hand so that you can dash directly over here. So what you're hitting is this thing over here, all right? You want to hit this eye, not this eye. I don't know why I thought this eye was a good idea, but it's fine because my swings are so big that they're hitting this thing anyway. But you want to hit the big purple thing, all right? So yeah, there we go. Good job, Caro. You're doing great. So you want to just keep hitting here. This is basically a DPS check right here. You want to keep hitting it until he dies. If you don't do enough damage, he will have this pulse attack that will deal damage to the party. It won't insta-kill you, but it'll deal a lot of damage. So you want to kill him ASAP. And boom, woohoo! He is destroyed. And that's it. Really, really cool. And then you get some really cool cutscene, but I skip it, and then we get a cool superhero landing, which you can't skip. And shoo, look at me. Oh yeah, I'm freaking Deadpool. Let me do my superhero landing. Oh, my knee. And here we go. Congratulations. And now we break that crystal. Oh, look. Look, what is that? Oh my goodness, I got an add S7 targeted aggression. My entire alliance hates me now because I got this on the second run. But let's fast forward and see what rank we got. And boom, we got rank S. So getting S rank, basically I died once, that's perfectly fine. You will still get an S rank. It took us 19 minutes and 1 second to clear it. So the number of times you can die, at least the most that I've died, is 3 times, and I was still able to get an S rank. I don't know what the limit is for deaths, and do keep in mind that if other people die, it will not affect your rank. If you're in a pug group and people are dying left and right, don't worry about it. Revive them with your moon atomizer. It gives you fun points. It increases your chances of clearing it a little bit faster. It's perfectly fine because your rank is determined by your deaths and your deaths alone. Okay, so it's super duper nice. And you can see over here, June is very, very salty that I got the S7 ability. Lol. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the